Introducing Children of the World, brought to you by
Georgia Homeschool.
Okay, does everybody know who I am?
Yes.
Does everybody know my name?
Yes.
Sister Camila?
Yes.
Okay, and we're going to do a geography class. Let me give it to you.
You know how old you are. I know your birthday. I know your and I know you're exactly you're my mom.
And I am my mother. Okay, so we're going to start a new class where we're going to take an expedition around the world. And we're going to study different countries around the world. And we're going to actually travel around the world. And to travel, I know some of you have been out of the country. Some of you haven't, but some of you have. Who's been out of the country?
Me.
Out of the country. Yeah? And when you went out of the country, did you need a passport?
Yep. Yes.
Yes, you needed a passport. And this is going to be our passport. So if you look at the front of the page,
It says passport.
this will be our passport.
Passport.
Very good. And this will be our passport. And every passport needs a passport picture. And so at the end of the class, we are all going to take a picture. So that, and I'll bring it next week, and we'll put it on the front, okay? And every passport needs a name. It needs your name. So on the front, right here, where it says surname, you're going to write your last name. You can open this book up, and right here, under your surname, you're going to write your last name. Now these books are very important. Okay, they are your passport to get into this class, just like you need a passport to get into the country. So every week, write your last name. Islam, right?
Yeah.
I-S. L-A-M. Very good. M. So you're going to need your passports every week to get into class, okay? Because they're going to have all your important information on it for me so that we can do our research for each country.
You have to write your given name.
And your given name is your first name. Okay, and then Lena, you're going to write your first name right here. Look at Zahid's passport. It says nationality, and the nation that we live in is all the United States of America. We all live in the U.S. And you can fill this out at home. You don't have to do this now. And then it says your residence, and your residence is what city you live in.
Given name, right?
Yeah, you already have it. Write it down. You can write it again. And then where it says sex, that is if you're a male or a female, if you're a girl or a boy. Okay? And then it says the date the travel began. And they started their books in December of 2013, and we're actually starting ours December of 2014. Okay?
December 1st, no?
Yeah.
December 2nd.
Almost about a year ago. Okay? So you can fill that out later.
Really? We started this in December. What?
Okay. So we're going to travel to different countries, and we're going to travel to different countries in A, B, C order, alphabetical order. Okay?
Woohoo!
And, alhamdulillah, each of these countries are on a different continent. Okay? And if we look at our continents, do you know which one this is? Know what continent this is?
North America. Europe. See? Europe. I can't see. Europe. Can I see it? Europe.
Europe. Very good. And where is Europe? If this was our world. Where is Europe on our world? What do you think? Should we place Europe? Well, let's say this is the top of our world. Up here, right?
So Europe would go right here.
Up here.
Right here.
Okay. And what continent is this?
Africa.
Africa. Africa. Very good.
Mediterranean Sea.
And what continent is this?
Asia. Asia. Asia.
Asia. Very good. All right. And what continent is this?
South America. South America.
South America. Very good.
This is female, right?
And then what continent is
North
this?
America. North America.
North America. Very good. I can't figure out which way North America is.
Wait, who's that?
There we go. Are we missing Greenland? Greenland kind of fall off. Greenland. Here we go. Okay. And then what continent is this?
Australia.
Australia. And some people call this continent Oceania. Depends where you live. Australia or Oceania. And in the book, they're going to actually refer to this country as Oceania. All right? And so, can any of you think of countries that begin with the letter A? Countries that begin with America.
Australia.
It actually begins with the letter U because it's United States.
Oh.
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia. Arabia.
It begins with the letter A. A. 'Cause it's gonna start-
Afghanistan, Algeria,
Africa's not a country. It's a continent.
Argentina.
Very good. Okay, let's see if other people. Anybody else think of any other countries that begin with the letter A?
Angola.
Angola, very good. Okay. So the four countries that we're going to begin this time will be Algeria, Afghanistan, Albania, and Andorra. Now, Afghanistan. Does anybody know which continent Afghanistan is on?
Yeah, Asia. Asia.
Afghanistan is on Asia. It's Asia. Okay? And what about Albania? Where are people in Albania?
Ooh, I know, but I want someone else to do.
Albania.
I know Albania.
Albania.
Yeah, South America. South America.
Albania. What is this continent right here?
Europe?
Albania is in Europe. Very good. And what about Algeria?
I know. Africa.
Let other people answer. Okay. Algeria is in Africa. Algeria is in Africa. And then our last country is Andorra. Andorra.
Okay.
Casey,
Can I say it?
Okay, and Andorra
It's in Europe.
is also in Europe. It's also in Europe. So the three continents that we're going to go to right now are just right here. We're not going to look at North America or South America or Australia this week. Okay, this week we're going to focus on Europe, Africa, and Asia. Okay, and in your books, where there's two levels. The younger girls are going to do level 1, and the boys are going to do level 2. And so for level 1, you guys are going to focus on the children of the world, the children of your country. Okay? And you're going to focus on
The harder stuff.
the foods the children eat. The foods.
We have to do.
Do they eat beans or bread or meat or rice or seafood or fruits and vegetables?
I know Africa
We
eats.
have to do.
They eat beans.
Okay, different people in different countries eat different things, but that's a very good answer that you think that they eat beans in Africa, even though Africa's a big country. Now, if you lived in Alaska, what kind of food do you think that make up the majority of their diet? Fish. And so fish is what kind of meat also? Seal, whales, really, blubber. Things that need a lot of fat or are made up of a lot of fat, like Sister Martha was telling you. What about
wolf? They have wolf in Alaska.
What about if
they
you
have
lived?
wolf, and then they make the wolf go and kill seal.
Okay. What about if you lived closer to the ocean, like if you lived in the Caribbean? What do you think?
Seafood.
Seafood.
Crabs.
Exactly.
Lobsters.
Exactly. Okay, so the food that people eat can tell you a lot about the country. It can tell you a lot about the physical geography. We're learning the political geography, but it can also tell you about the physical geography. It can tell you about where it's surrounded by, what the country's surrounded by, and what is the land made out of. What about places like, and Azar said beans in parts of Africa, but what other things can grow in Africa? Rice and vegetables.
Bread.
Okra. Right? Okay. And can we grow vegetables in Alaska and different places?
No.
Not as much, right? Because the weather doesn't make it. So they don't eat a lot of vegetables. But in places that do have a lot of vegetation, their diets will have a lot of vegetables, okay? And then also we're going to learn about the sports, what kind of games they play in the country, right? And
Soccer
some of the better games are baseball, basketball, cricket, ice hockey, football, volleyball. Now, have you heard of cricket before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a British sport, but then when the British took over India
And other places that they've colonized, then those countries like cricket. So you can learn a lot about a country by the sports they play. You can learn what countries Britain colonized, right? If they play cricket, usually Britain colonized them, right? And what about soccer, football?
Brazil.
That's almost everywhere. Why do you think a lot of countries play football or soccer? Because it's the easiest sport. If your country doesn't have much, it usually has a ball. Or you can make a ball. You can make a ball out of leather. That's what balls used to be made out of, right? You can just use some kind of hide and make a ball, right? So soccer is an easy sport. Anybody can play. If you don't have any water, can you do swimming? No, it's hard, right?
Swim in the mud.
If you don't have the materials to make a baseball bat and balls and stuff.
All you need is like a stick and a ball.
So some people they play stickball, right? But they can't have those fancy aluminum bats that we have sometimes in the United States, right? So that's why a lot of people play football. What about ice hockey? If it's
To Canada.
okay, very good. Where it's cold, in cold countries, in cold places, they play ice hockey, right? So people in Africa are usually not going to play ice hockey, right? People in India are not going to usually play ice hockey. People in Australia are usually not going to play ice hockey. But in the northern places, in northern parts, they might play some kind of winter sport. Okay? So that's for the girls. Now for the boys, yours is a little bit tougher. You guys are going to be
Little bit tougher.
You're going to be serious researchers. You're going to be serious researchers.
We have to do capital, government, leader, religion, whatever that says. Languages, population, national resources, topography, rivers, lakes, climate.
All right. Zahid. Now, here's Algeria, and Zahid did it already. So you have an example.
Yeah, everyone can copy down my thing.
So for Algeria, what was the capital of Algeria? Algiers. And where is Algiers on the map, on your map? If you look at Algeria. Algeria, remember what continent Algeria was under?
Where is Algeria?
Oh,
Mine is Africa. Yeah. He doesn't have it. I mean, it just Africa, then it just skips to Asia.
I'll put it in your book. Here's Algeria.
Everyone can copy my thing. Because I did it. Yeah, I don't have.
Here you go.
You're a red marker.
Okay, so in Algeria, for your map for each country, you're gonna outline your map in a color. Any color, doesn't matter, just so it's outlined. So you can know the physical way that Algeria looks. And so you want to take your colored pencil or your pen and you want to outline it. And then where it is the capital, you're gonna put a star. And Algiers is right on the ocean. It's right here on the sea. And you put a star right here where Algiers are. And where he should have actually labeled this. He should have wrote Algiers on his. So yeah, you put a star and then you write Algiers.
Where?
Okay.
Is that here?
Right here. So you'll put a star and you'll write Algiers because that's your capital. That's the main city. That's the main place that they have their government. Okay? And then on your map, you can also, what he did was he put rivers, the main rivers. You can label it and you can put different labels on it as much as you want. You can tell about the government. You can tell who the leader is, who their president is. You can tell what their religion is. You can tell their ethnicity, what kind of people they are. In Algeria, they're mostly Berber. You can say what language they speak. They mostly speak Arabic. How big? How many people are in Algeria? Their population, okay? What kind of natural resources they have. What their currency is called. I think they use the dinar. And then over here, you're going to talk about what their landform is. Is it mostly desert? Algeria is mostly desert, right? And there's some mountains. What rivers? What are the main rivers? What are the main lakes? What's the climate? It's very hot. It's not very humid, but it's dry. It's dry heat. And the flora, what kind of plants grow? The fauna and the bordering countries. And this actually, I'm going to send your parents more information about it because we don't really have time to go through every single thing here.
No, they can just copy them.
No, they need to learn. But where can you find information about your country? What's the best place to find information about your country?
The capital.
Of all the information, where's the best place to do your research?
Internet.
Internet is a good place, but also books.
Books.
Okay? Also books. And there's different kind of books that you can get. All these books came from the library. Okay, and this one's called Modern World Nations. And it'll tell you about it'll have different countries for that series. This one is the visual guide. We usually get a lot of visual geography guides. And this has Albania, and it has Algeria, and it has Afghanistan. I've seen all of these at the library. This one is Enchantment of the World. Okay? And this one is Countries of the World. So any one of these can tell you information. So like if I was to look in here for Afghanistan, it'll tell me first my history usually. And then it'll talk about the geography. So Afghanistan has mountains, plateaus, plains, and deserts, right? So where it says topography, that's where I would put that information. Okay, that would be for Afghanistan. That's not Algeria. All right, and it tells me about the rivers in Afghanistan. So it's all the information that you need in there in one place.